Hello, my name is Eric Lee, and I'm the senior pastor of the Springfield Baptist Church, and I pastor a mega church.
My name is Aldrin Sattler Sr., and I'm pastor of Church of New Beginnings, and I pastor a small church.
And so we're making this video today because of the reality that the CDC now says that 10 or more people is the restriction line, and that that's going to make it very difficult for churches of any size to meet the challenge of that COVID-19 presents, and also attempt to have worship and to keep their churches going. We're in a very serious time. Something that none of us have ever seen in our lifetime. This pandemic has really stressed every system of our community, and the church is no different. They're expecting a spike in infections. They're expecting the death toll to rise. But the reason why we're talking today is we don't want to see churches die. And
Right.
if we have to wait 8 weeks or 10 weeks or several months to have services again, there may be some churches that are at risk of not meeting their obligations, of closing the doors. And today we want to talk about why that doesn't have to be the case. Not every church has a staff. Not every church has an audio-visual team. Not every church has a payroll that can accommodate a multimedia ministry. But every time a pastor walks into a church of any size with a cell phone, with a smartphone, they have the capacity to stream services live. And that's what we're talking about.
Right.
And your church is one of those churches. It's not about staff, and it's not about payroll. It's not about having a lot of money. It's just having the will to have somebody in your church record your services live on Facebook. You've been doing it for how many years now?
Probably about 3 or 4 years. Now, what I'd like to say to the pastors that don't think they can do it, first of all, you don't have to know how to do everything in order to make this happen. You can start off by asking somebody in your congregation who's already live on Facebook, and all you got to do is just have them to set up your page and let them do the recording. Our live streaming is done by a 14 or 15-year-old young man every Sunday with an iPhone 6 Plus. It's not. I was asked one time, do you have a $3,000 camera? Are you running it through a computer? And all of that, and I said, no, we just using a cell phone, an iPhone, and you can use the Android, don't have to be iPhone. I just prefer iPhone. But you can use that, get you a good tripod to set it up on, and
Or a selfie stick.
And just let the young person or whoever knows how to video on the camera, and just start it. One of the things I would recommend is that you get close enough so you don't have some of the lighting problems that you could potentially have. And if you've got windows in your church, make sure that the people that you're videoing, you stay away from the light, because that's going to change the darkness on the camera of the phone. But it can be done. So reach out in your congregation. I'm sure there's somebody in your congregation that know how to do this. So even if you don't know how to do it.
And you got a 15-year-old kid.
Yes.
And probably every church in this county, in this community, has a child who is proficient enough
Right.
to do what needs to be done. And it allows churches and pastors to stay connected to their membership, because you and I both, we're here today to encourage pastors who don't have the technical savvy, and churches that don't have this, mega budget, but you can still be connected to the people that God called to be under your ministry. And not only that, you can reach the world, which is certainly the mandate in Matthew 28. You have people from how many states watching you online?
Well, I know we've got people all around the United States and even overseas, people from Saudi Arabia, Vietnam, watching. And let me just back up, Pastor Lee, and just talk about this just for a moment. Getting that young person to do this, you'd be surprised at how happy they are to find something that they can do, utilize their skills, because they're going to be on the phones anyway.
Yes.
So utilizing their skills to be able to be productive in the church. And recently, I was at another program, and I was intending to go live, and I let one of my older members use the camera, and the video was flipped. It's the same camera that the 14 or 15-year-old uses, but the video was flipped, and it went out live being flipped. So these kids know what they're doing.
Yes.
If you could just turn it over to them and let them do it, and it's there. So
And there is a trial and error
Yeah.
nature
Right.
to streaming online. You won't get it perfect the first time. You won't get it perfect the 100th time. But just get started. Now, what about matching streaming services with online giving?
Okay.
Have you had success in that area?
I was surprised because I've had pastors to tell me, said, "Man, my giving went up when I went to Givelify or some type of online giving," and I was just kind of amazed that that's true. Now, here's the thing that I think is so important to people: they don't have to pay on Sunday, because be honest, people get paid on the 1st and the 15th, and so if you have the online giving, when they get paid, they can give on that particular day or give throughout the week. They don't have to wait till Sunday to give. They can do it any day they want to, or if they didn't do it during service, they can wait till they get home at night and do it or whatever. It's just so important that we set up as many possibilities to give online. There are several options out there: Givelify, PayPal, let's see,
PushPay.
Cash App. And a lot of people are familiar with Cash App. But yes, I do know that you have some senior citizens who don't like technology and so forth. So you've got to provide a way for them to still be able to give. But for those who want to, and especially the young generation, they don't carry cash anyway.
Yes.
But they can pay through these apps, and I love it because you don't have to wait until Sunday to get it, and maybe it is somewhere around their pay period and stuff, but it can be done, and you'll be surprised at how much easier it is for you to provide different ways to do this. Here again, let's go back to the fact that here's a pastor in a small church that said, "I don't know how to do that," and but there's somebody in your church that can do that. I'm certain they can do it. So just find some people, you may have to just ask for volunteers, but somebody that you trust, but there's somebody in your church that can do this and make it happen.
And one of the other roadblocks is that we think that our members aren't going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And here at Springfield, we've blown that myth out of the water. Seniors actually do use technology, and they use it very well. And we found, and this has been documented across the country, that the average amount of a gift goes up when you use a digital mechanism to make that happen. I also have another pastor friend who streams services live and has online giving, and his greatest giver, the one who gives the most, he's never met before, lives in another state, is his biggest benefactor, he's the biggest giver, and he's never set foot in the church. So we're missing opportunities, and we have the capacity to do it every time we walk into a church with one of these smartphones. And that's what we're here today to talk about, is to make sure that you have a plan of action should we not be able to meet. And Resurrection Sunday comes, our prayer and hope is that there is no church in our sphere of influence that is not having services on that Sunday morning.
Believing in this technology, I've used this technology, I know it works. And so just kind of getting off the subject a little bit, that's where we are in technology. And we've got to get to the point where we are just not afraid of it, we're not going to break anything, and just finding somebody who can do it, because I would hate that we get to the point where we can't come into the church. Nobody could come in the church, and they just shut it completely down. But even if you had to do it from your home, you can still have service.
Well, we're about to put up on this video some step-by-step instructions, and I close this out by utilizing the words of C.S. Lewis, who said that a man or a woman that's married to their time will soon become a widower or a widow. And so I'm grateful for your time, and I'm grateful for your passion in utilizing technology as certainly as a possibility of a solution for how we can get through these trying times and still be the church on the other side. So thank you.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be here and to be able to be a part of this video. And I just want to encourage every pastor that's watching. Jesus said that we were to take the gospel to all the world. This is one way we can do it. Just don't be afraid. But thank you, Pastor Lee, for allowing me to be a part of this, man.
God bless, man.
God bless.
Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everybody. As Pastor Lee stated, I'm going to give you pretty much a quick play-by-play on how you can actually start a broadcast using some simple items that you can order on Amazon. The first one is a tripod. This tripod, again, very simple tripod, very easy, very affordable. I think you probably get this for less than about $30 on Amazon. It does extend out, so that way it will stand at least as high as up to, I believe, your chest level. And then also it has an extender where this can actually come up as well. So you'll need that. The next thing you'll need is something to hold the iPhone. You can find that also. You can kind of just look up iPhone holders and you'll see something similar to this. Sometimes they have a little smaller, it looks more like a metal bracket that you can use, and it's so that you can put your phone, whether it be an iPhone or whatever smartphone device that you have, something that you can put in there so it can hold it. And once it's in there, you would actually have a mount that you can put this on the tripod, and it will mount on here like so, and that way you'll have everything that you need to host your broadcast. The other part is on the step-by-step, play-by-play, how you start your Facebook live feed. Hopefully you're on Facebook. I prefer that you use a business page that's associated with your church. Create one if you haven't. It's very easy to do. You can also look these instructions up on YouTube and on how to do this. But once you do that, you'll pretty much go to your profiles. You'll select live. That's so you can do your live. You'll also put in the title in which that post should be. Then you will put. You can also select how you want to position it. I always position my phones to be this way. This is the way you should capture all of your live stream. Do not capture your live stream on the profile way. It's not going to present well when you put it on Facebook. But if you post it this way, it's going to basically fill the whole screen. If you ever notice that sometimes you see people that do lives and all you see is this in the middle. No, you want the whole widescreen. And again, once you do all those things, you hit live, you're ready to go. It's very easy. Once you finish that live, you're going to click finish. It's going to ask you, do you want to post this to stay on and share on your Facebook timeline, or do you want to delete it? Just share it so everybody can see the word and message that you have for your people, God's people. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Good luck. God bless you. And happy Facebook Living.